She may have been frail, but Margaret Thatcher's influence on today's Conservatives was undeniable. One of the first things David Cameron did after becoming Prime Minister was invite her to number 10. And it was from the same steps on Monday that he paid tribute to her following her death.
For many of us, she was and is an inspiration.
Today he'll lead the tributes as MPs return for a specially convened session in the Commons.
Whatever you think of her, she took this country from being the sick man of Europe to being the highly successful, world-leading economy that it is today.
I'm enjoying this!
That was ironically the day she announced she was quitting as Prime Minister more than 20 years ago. Many who weren't even in politics then will now have their opportunity to pay their respects. But there won't be unanimous praise. The Labour leader Ed Miliband has to walk a fine line, striking a balance between a dignified tone and acknowledging what many in his party regard as Lady Thatcher's unacceptable legacy. Some MPs, including at least one member of the shadow cabinet, will make their feelings known by staying away.
I'd rather go to the torture chamber than sit in the House of Commons listen to them Tory MPs heaping praise on Margaret Thatcher. I wouldn't be able to stand it.
The cost of recalling both Houses of Parliament, which could sit for up to 7.5 hours, has been criticised by some, as has the expense of her funeral at St Paul's Cathedral.
The rebate that she negotiated for this country from the EU has brought us so far £75 billion, which is a sum like twice the size of our annual defence budget. And I think that puts money in perspective. That's the sort of money that Margaret Thatcher brought back to this country.
The funeral procession will leave from here next Wednesday. The Queen has already confirmed she'll attend, as will leaders from around the world. In office, Margaret Thatcher was targeted by the IRA, and the Metropolitan Police have already warned there is a risk of protests. The whole event poses a huge security challenge. Louise Stewart, BBC News at Westminster.